Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, what the fuck is going on here? All right, everything's lagging behind. I have no fucking idea. This is really retarded. Nothing's matching up here. Anyway, guys, welcome to the channel. It's your boy, World of Wrestling, here today to discuss about WWE Monday Night Raw, January 23rd, 2023 review. Matt 87 Eagle says you are live, and Cat Inkpen says we and okay. Anyway, uh this webcam, or wonder what the issue was. Cat Inkpen says I have no idea. The whole fucking screen just froze up. I was lagging behind as I was talking and moving. So everything was just completely fucked up. I went back and looked at the original video that we started, and it looked fine. And then in 36 seconds afterwards, it was just fucking done. It didn't even last the full minute and whatever seconds that I was on here. So I'm gonna have to delete that from the channel. There ain't no need to have that. It is coming in better than it was the last time I tried this. This is the first time ever that has ever happened here live on this channel. I've never had to restart an entire video for a review. Anyway, guys, as you're coming in, please hit that like button. I appreciate the likes that I got from the original video that I tried to do, but that went AWire on us. Daniel says, "Hey man, what was your favorite part of Raw this week?" I'm going to get into that as we go through. I think it has to deal with Sami Zayn and the bloodline with that trial on Sami Zayn. I thought that was fucking fantastic. Just another notch in the old belt about Sami Zayn being a guy that you could possibly look at as a possible Royal Rumble winner. So, yeah, I'm really leaning towards Sami Zayn possibly, or Cody Rhodes as the winners of the Royal Rumble. I think they should be the final two guys at the Royal Rumble itself. Cat Inkpen says, "What software are you even using?" I don't fucking know. I'm not no computer expert. I just have a basic, ordinary setup here. I'm using a webcam off of the fucking computer itself, and it's an old computer. So give me a break. I'm not computer savvy. I'm not here about presentation. I'm here about talking and using my knowledge and what I know about pro wrestling. That's what we're here for. So if you're worried about all the glimpse and glamour to this fucking channel, well, I don't know what to tell you right now. I am going to plan on getting a new camera by the time my birthday rolls around, so that will be in April anyway. And yeah, this is really coming in bad. I don't know if the audio is coming in correctly. I hope it's not breaking up on you guys. Um but yeah, this show, folks, was a fantastic episode, and I believe I'm going to start covering Monday Night Raw every single Tuesday night and move Random Wrestling Talk uh to Thursday nights. Appreciate the like though, by the way. All right. This thing is like stopping and going, stopping and going. I can see how I'm coming in on this live feed. I'm not liking this at all. This has never happened before. Thank you for the second like there on the channel. Appreciate it. Um Thank you very much, Daniel. Appreciate the like, man. Um but yeah, I mean, this is just this was a good show, and yes, I believe I'm gonna be covering Raw on a week to week basis. Video is funky, but audio is good. Cat Inkpen says, "Yeah, I'm very aware of the visual that you guys are getting. Um, it is kind of coming in okay for certain points in time, and then all of a sudden it freezes up and it's coming in all fucked up. So bear with me. I do apologize. Matthew Consuelo says, "What's up? What's up, Matthew? I appreciate you coming in here." Um, but yeah, I'm gonna start covering Raw on Tuesday nights, moving Random Wrestling Talk over to Thursday nights, and I'm gonna cover SmackDown as well on Friday nights. I'm gonna try my best to, keep with the schedule. I may add in New Japan Wrestling or at least do their major events that take place. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna start covering it as much as I possibly can. I can't guarantee anything, but I'm gonna try my darndest to do that. Man, we are really starting to build up an audience here. 7 viewers. I'm enjoying this. Matthew Consuelo says Raw was excellent last night, and he says hopefully next week will be the same. Well, we can't guarantee that the show is going to be like the same as this week's episode, but at least be some storyline driven stuff that we can be entertained by. Because Raw, I'll be honest with you, the reason why I haven't covered Raw is because it's just a very boring show. But there's no more football. I'm really pretty much done with the sports gambling shit. Uh I really have been focusing a lot on sports gambling with football, and I spent most Monday nights watching it. This Monday I did not watch any football because of course there wasn't any Monday night football on to begin with. But yeah, I'm really over the gambling on the online betting for sports. So I don't particularly care for that anymore. I've been losing too much on it and I just have given up on it. It really is not worth the time nor the money. I'd rather save my money than waste it and never win anything to begin with. So I think that's probably the smart course of action for me. Um, and invest my time more into the channel than worrying about online gambling for sports. Anyway, guys, I am leaving my calendar open for you guys more often than not. You will see a lot more content on this channel. So be prepared for a lot of venting, a lot of ranting going on, whether Raw is good or not. Hopefully, Raw will be good next week, like Matthew Consuelo said. But hey, it is what it is. We can either accept it for what it is or just, not care at all. But yes, Tuesday nights will be Monday Night Raw reviews since Raw ends at 11 o'clock my time. I don't want to spend super late covering the show. So we will go over everything on Tuesday nights and move Random Wrestling Talk over on Thursdays or possibly Saturday, depending on how I am doing with a Thursday night consistently doing a live stream. I will let you guys know if anything does change as usual and keep you guys informed. So anyway, let me get through the other comments in the chat. A little bit earlier, Matt 87 Eagle says it's a miracle. World of Wrestling is covering Raw. Yeah, I've covered Raw before, Matthew. I've covered it during the road of WrestleMania last year all the way through. Same for SmackDown. And God, was that torturous. But I'm going to go ahead and do it. It helps out this channel. It gets more viewership. And it is what it is. I mean, I'm not going to deny anything. I love pro wrestling. And if WWE helps this channel out, I might as well go with the flow of things and just give into the bullshit. Um, and just have fun with it. If it's a shit show, I'll just tell you what it is, a shit show, and complain about it and rant and rave. There's a lot of other content creators that do the exact same thing. I just don't know how long I'm going to continue to do that because eventually it does get a little dull and boring to continuously complain about the same fucking problem. Anyway, Cat Inkpen says she agrees with Matt 87 Eagle. Let's see here. We had Matt 87 Eagle just a few moments ago. Also type in tomorrow's Dynamite is a can't miss with Mark Briscoe versus Jay Lethal. Yes, that is going to be a fucking fantastic matchup. Can't wait to see that match. I don't believe it's going to be the main event, but if it's the opener of the show, I'm totally cool with it. Daniel says, I definitely think Sammy is the best member of the bloodline. And the way Jay went in to save him from Solo Sokoa was amazing. I feel like the bloodline storyline is one of the best we have gotten in a while. Yeah, absolutely true. I mean, the show has been excellent. I mean, I honestly believe they need to get rid of the brand split. I honestly believe that. I think this Raw was excellent as fuck. With everyone there. And I think it helps out the show a lot when you have everyone there. And it's enough with the fucking brand split bullshit. I'm really tired of it. I don't particularly care for this crap. Holy shit, I saw it just looped. Wow, that was strange. All right, anyway, we're back to normal, I guess. Daniel says, are you planning on getting the WWE 2K23? Fuck no. It's the same shit. I saw the preview, the trailer for that, and the graphics look practically the same, if not worse, than last year's WWE 2K video game. So no, I have no interest in it. I'll see how it is. If it's great, people are talking about it and people love it, great. If they don't, I'm not going to throw my money away. I went ahead and bought the biggest one of them all. I spent $149 on the NWO version of WWE 2K22 with my gambling money that I won. So I spent a lot of money for that bitch. And it's not particularly the biggest thing in the world. It was probably the biggest waste of money I probably could have spent. So I have no intentions of ever wasting my money on another WWE video game unless I can get it dirt cheap. And that's about it. Matthew Consuelo says, I'd rather have the bloodline turn on Sami Zayn at Elimination Chamber in Montreal. That's a possibility. I think that is possibly a smart move to go with. Um like if they had Sami Zayn win the Royal Rumble and they want to rough shot that match and then have Cody win the Elimination Chamber, where we finally see Sami Zayn get turned on by the bloodline because he's actually trying to go after the WWE Undisputed Championship, which unfortunately leads to Sami Zayn trying to actually win it. It pisses off the bloodline completely, feeling like he's totally disrespected their family and not wanting to do the better good of the group, that they totally annihilate him and remove him from their group at that point. They could also do that at the very beginning after the Royal Rumble pay-per-view. So like the first episode of SmackDown after the Royal Rumble, they could possibly hint away that this is going to be a breakup, and then eventually Sami Zayn says, I'm not going to lay down for you. Fuck you. Kiss my ass. And then they lead to going ahead and kicking his ass. And that's pretty much all it will be. So that's a possibility as well. Matt87 Angle says, no wonder why you're giving up on gambling. Yeah. Like I said before, I was losing money hand over fist each and every time. And I also went ahead and wasted my money away on a fucking WWE 2K22 video game for $149 when I could have gotten it for like only 70. Anyway, Matthew Consuelo says Jey Uso saved Sami Zayn. Matthew Consuelo also said need to be blood in the beatdown. Make it sad. Yeah, I mean, that would be good. I wouldn't have anything against that. I think that would probably be a smart move on WWE's part to do something a little bit out of the box. So yeah, I think that would probably be a very smart move on their part to maybe throw a little blood in there. Um, they could have Roman Reigns elbow him in the head, trying to cut his head open. Possibly that would be the only thing they could do without using a blade. I don't understand why they just don't use blades once in a blue moon just to cause some serious effect to the situation, like what Matthew Consuelo is talking about. But whatever, man. It is what it is. All right, so let's get right into the show, shall we? Let's see here. All right, so the very first thing we see on this pathetic fucking show to kickstart it, it wasn't pathetic, but it is pathetic seeing Hulk Hogan to kickstart the show. Because let's face it, Hogan's over the fucking hill, number one. And number two, he absolutely fucking sucks. And to kickstart the show, he looked like he belonged in an old age home where he was fucking clueless, not realizing that his microphone was not working for him during his speech. The fans were even pointing it out that it was fucking retarded, and they were booing it the whole entire speech because he sounded like a fucking idiot. Anyway, Hogan says he has something to tell the WWE Universe. Hogan starts to speak, but his microphone imminently cuts out. A stage hand, yeah, you see a stage man come out with another microphone after he pretty much said most of what he had to say, gives him a new microphone and says, "Hey, you might want to go ahead and use this one." And he just continued on what he had to say. He didn't restart what he was saying. So nobody has a fucking clue what he had to say. Not that it really matters. And that was pretty much it. He pretty much closed out with what he had to say. So the stage hands runs out and gives him a new microphone. Hogan puts over Monday Night Raw before asking the immortal question that's on everybody's mind. What you gonna do when Hulkamania 30 years of Monday Night Raw and Philadelphia Eagles run wild on you? The crowd loudly cheers for the Eagles reference. What a cheap pop that was. Cat Inkpen says, "Did we lose him again, or just me this time?" Okay, just me. Yeah, everything is coming in fine right now. So I'm not showing any interference with the show. Everything's coming in perfectly okay. There's a little glitch here and there where my thing is acting odd, but overall it is coming in okay. Anyway, continuing on. So yeah, that was a cheap pop. And then we had the Bloodline hold the tribal court with Sami Zayn. The crowd erupts once again as the music of the Bloodline hits, and we get Roman Reigns in the ring with the rest of the Bloodline. So they discuss about how in 5 days Roman Reigns will defend the undisputed WWE Universal Championship against Kevin Owens at the Royal Rumble. The crowd buzzes and chants after music stops. Most of the chants are in support of Sami Zayn. Reigns takes the microphone and says, "Philadelphia, acknowledge me." So your phone was being dumb, Cat Inkpen. Well, get a smartphone. You must have one of those downgraded phones called a dumb phone. Just kidding around, Cat. Anyway, Reigns wants to get right down to business. Reigns takes a seat at the head of the table set up in the ring, and Sami Zayn sits on one side, completely separated from the rest of the bloodline. And hold on, I lost my place. And so everyone's sitting close together except Sami Zayn. Paul Heyman takes the microphone and an ECW chant fires up. Heyman says, "Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, my name is Paul Heyman." Heyman noticed a few moments ago that they were chanting 3 letters that were near and dear to him. Another loud ECW chant picks up, and Heyman says, "Reigns, that ECW is dead." And he wishes the same for Sami Zayn. So we got a little bit of dissension going on within the bloodline already just before the Royal Rumble. So you got a feeling that something is going to happen by WrestleMania. That's what I'm getting at. So by WrestleMania, the bloodline is going to be done. That's what I believe. Just my thoughts on that. Anyway, the crowd boos him for saying that about Sami Zayn. The Usos sneer at Zayn, and Zayn looks very nervous. A Sami chant picks up, and Heyman speaks in Samoan and says Zayn is a Judas. He's a betrayer of the island of Revelancy. Zayn has been in conspiracy with Kevin Owens since day one. Zayn has been leading them on to feel good about themselves and how much he belongs to the bloodline. Zayn was making them feel like the fans of Philadelphia Eagles. They're going to feel like the fans of Philadelphia Eagles after they get conquered by Brock Purdy of the 49ers. I fucking love that. That was such a heel-like move beyond belief. I thought he was going to say Brock Lesnar. I'm like, wait, Brock Lesnar? What the fuck? And he said Brock Purdy of the 49ers. The crowd loudly boos this. Oh, what a cheap way to get heat, man. Anyway, Heyman says this is an open and shut case. He has exhibits A, B, C, D, and E. Heyman went all the way down to L, M, N, O, P. Heyman has all he needs to show that Zayn is guilty as charged. The prosecution hereby presents their evidence. So Exhibit A this shows footage of August 2022. Shows Drew McIntyre attacking the Usos while Sami Zayn runs away in the background. Then on August 29th, 2022, the second bit of evidence shows Kevin Owens beating Jey Uso after Zayn failed to act, basically having hesitation to actually do anything to stop Sami Zayn or not Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, or possibly even give Jey Uso an advantage over Kevin Owens in the match. Exhibit C shows that at Survivor Series, Sami Zayn was seeking individual glory after winning the War Games match with the Bloodline. That's an interesting little piece of information, which we actually didn't see live, by the way. I was kind of wondering where the fuck this come from, because I don't remember this at all. Pretty much showed them at the end of the show hugging it out. That's all I saw. But we had extra footage that we never saw before, which could be something you probably would see on DVD extras if you were to purchase the WWE Survivor Series pay-per-view DVD. Which I'm actually interested in purchasing that. I've been kind of interested in purchasing some hard copies of WWE pay-per-views if they're really good. In case I ever decide that I don't ever want to fucking use the subscription for Peacock anymore. Because I'm just fed up with WWE's bullshit. And just be able to have the hard copies of pay-per-views that I'm interested in watching so I don't lose access to that. Not to mention, especially, you don't have to worry about internet problems like we're dealing with right now. Anyway, then we had Exhibit D on December 23rd, 2022. Sami Zayn accidentally bumped Roman Reigns on the SmackDown. Heyman calls this an assault by the tribal chief. That was an assassination attempt. What next? Will he euthanize Reigns' father or castrate his sons? Heyman begs of the tribal chief to find this rat bastard guilty as charged. I fucking loved Heyman in this. He was excellent. I mean, absolutely excellent. Everybody in this fucking segment was really good. Solo Sikoa was excellent. He went out and did his orders. He was ready to kill when asked to do so by Roman Reigns. I thought that was great. Then Sami Zayn sadly picks up a microphone and slowly rises to his feet, chuckles and says he had a whole defense all lined up and laid out in his head. The one thing he didn't count on was how he would actually feel when he came out here. watching and listening to Paul Heyman say all that to his face after every time he hugged him, that hurt so much. Watching him play that video and carefully crafting it, what does he think he's conspiring against the tribal chief? How can he possibly think that? That hurts. After everything that has gone on, the people see it. They've seen it all over the past 9 months. The fact that Zayn would be forced to sit here on trial to defend himself hurts. Heyman shouts, "Good!" And Zayn says his defense is that he has no defense whatsoever. Zayn throws the microphone down and takes a seat. Then Roman Reigns responds, looks conflicted, and grabs a microphone. Reigns wants to get something straight. Zayn has no defense. Zayn has so much ego that he doesn't care about this. This doesn't mean anything to him. Reigns gave him opportunity after opportunity and welcomed him into his family. This is how he repays him. Reigns shouts, "Solo," and throws the microphone down. Sikoa approaches Zayn, who isn't even trying to defend himself, and goes to hit a Samoan spike, but Jey Uso stops him and the crowd erupts. This was fucking fantastic what Jey Uso did. Because the funniest thing is, he literally hated Sami Zayn from the beginning of this storyline. That's the funny part about all of this shit. Jey Uso, it's like all run back in reverse. It's fucking fantastic storyline booking, and it's classic booking. It's not anything that difficult. There's nothing complicated about this. It's a very simplistic storyline put together by Triple H's team. I think it was fucking fantastic. This whole fucking segment was great. Everyone involved was excellent. Now, Jimmy Uso, he didn't do a whole lot. He pretty much stuck by Sami Zayn throughout the entire thing from beginning to end, even up to now. But still, they are concerned about let me hold on a second here. Anyway, this thing's going nuts. All right, so the whole thing is insane what they did here. It was great. I enjoyed it for what it was. It was entertaining. It was not insulting to my intelligence. I thought it was a good show. I thought it was an excellent segment. There's nothing here that was bad. And then Jay threw up a bunch of things that occurred. I'm not going to go over all of it. I don't want to sit here throughout this was a very long segment, by the way. I think this went almost 30 minutes. This was a very long segment and very good segment, may I add. So kudos to them. Yeah, he goes through a bunch of video footage showing what happened and what proves that he was wanting to earn the right to be part of the bloodline and that he cares and he gave a shit. The bottom line about all of this is that the reality, what the bloodline is failing to understand here is that Sami Zayn does have a connection with Kevin Owens, which to me, I'll be honest with you guys, and I'm going to mention this, which is kind of a critique on my part. I honestly think that Sami Zayn having any kind of concern for Kevin Owens at this point in his career is actually kind of stupid. Because let's face facts, guys. Go back in history in 2016 with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens and see how Kevin Owens treated Sami Zayn. He treated him terribly. The first thing that Kevin Owens did to Sami Zayn was in NXT when he powerbombed him on the side of the apron of the ring. That's what he did. So, I mean, let's be real, guys. I mean, who the fuck cares? Sami Zayn shouldn't give a shit about Kevin Owens, nor should he be affected by hitting and knocking out Kevin Owens with a chair or anything else for that matter. So that's where I have a little bit of a critique here and kind of makes me lean towards the idea that Sami Zayn should not be, concerned about the well-being of Kevin Owens and being caring about even Kevin Owens himself said that I understand how you might feel. You may not trust me at all, and you may think I'm a fucking prick because let's face it, I've turned on you a bunch of times. This happened, I believe, in September on our Monday Night Raw episode, leading up to, I think, the pay-per-view of Clash at the Castle. So, yeah, I don't honestly believe that that is really the reason why um this really makes no sense that Sami Zayn should care about Kevin Owens in any capacity whatsoever. Then again, there might be a hidden story that we're not catching on to. Maybe Sami Zayn has the intention to break up the bloodline and take the world championship from Roman Reigns at the end of the day and be the head of the table of WWE for all we know. That could be a possibility. We don't know. Matt 87 Eagle says a couple of things. It says this will give Cody the chance to eliminate Sami Zayn, and instead of the camera closing out Cody, it focuses on Sami as Roman just stares daggers into him on the ramp as Jay yells at Sami for not following the plan. It was a great it was great that they went back to all these bloodline moments for the trial. Well, yeah, that's the only logical thing they could possibly do is go back to the history, seeing whether or not he is truly a guy for the bloodline. Does he care about the bloodline or does he not? So, yeah, I mean, it's totally understandable. Matt 87 Eagle also mentions, yeah, the trial took up 30 plus minutes. That's why the cage match between Becky Lynch and Bayley was scrapped, basically. It was a throwaway match. It never even happened. Yeah, and you want to know something else? I really believe they ought to get rid of the video like bullshit that's on the ring apron itself and on the ring posts. I think the ring posts and all that should just stay by itself. We get to see the little curtain on the side of the side of the ring on all sides of the ring, and we don't have any of that bullshit video crap on the side of the ring posts either. I think that's garbage. It's not really necessary. It's a fucking dumb aesthetic that they don't even need on the fucking show at all. I absolutely love the way the ring looked. It looked very old school and it looked like an actual ring that we could enjoy looking at instead of being so polished and looking retarded. That's just my viewpoint on that. I think they need to go back to using some older sets. The older sets, I bet you guys, would be very cost effective for the show. Personally, that's what I believe. So, yeah. I'm sorry about the issue with my camera. I hope the audio though is coming in good for you guys to hear me. Uh Again, I do apologize about all this. I don't know what the fuck's going on with the actual webcam itself, but yeah, like I said, I'm going to have to upgrade my webcam cuz this is coming in like absolute dog shit. Anyway, continuing on. So after all the evidence shown by Jay Uso, Zayn looks emotional watching the video. Jay says it's all right there on tape for Reigns and the whole world to see. Zayn has taken so many bullets for him, Reigns and the whole bloodline. Zayn is basically bulletproof. Zayn looks really pleased at this point. Jay didn't just uh, Jay didn't trust Zayn at first. Jay actually despised him, but Zayn saw the good in him the whole time and never gave up on him. That's what family does. The tape demonstrates loyalty and love to this family. Jay says he loves Zayn like a brother. Jay tells the crowd to throw ones. to the sky if they want Zayn to stay in the bloodline. The entire crowd puts one finger in the air to support Zayn. Bro, people, I mean, this is shit we were seeing with Daniel Bryan back in 2014 leading up to WrestleMania 30. This is a fucking perfect moment where the iron strikes hot. You need to take advantage of this. I honestly believe with that crowd, the way they are acting towards this guy, Sami Zayn, he's the most over guy right now in this company. I think more over than Roman Reigns at this point. And Roman Reigns has been on the top of this business for fucking years. And he's been the world champion for over 2+ years. Honestly, giving it to Sami Zayn, I think, is the smartest decision they could possibly do. But I do like Cody Rhodes winning it. He, to me, is a second option. As crowd reaction goes, Sami Zayn is fucking amazing, and he's a guy that you definitely go to give the Royal Rumble to him. But Cody Rhodes, I believe he deserves it. I don't think he's trash. Not saying anything like that. But I personally feel with the crowd reaction, Sami Zayn's just a tad better of a choice than Cody Rhodes. That's all I'm saying. Alyssa Stansberry says Cody Rhodes should win the Royal Rumble. He deserves his moment. Like I just said, I agree with you, but Sami Zayn with that crowd, man, fucking unbelievable. Really an unbelievable moment with Sami Zayn during this segment. It just reminded me of WrestleMania 30 with Daniel Bryan in 2014. It was unbelievable. So Roman Reigns says that Sami Zayn's not guilty for now. Heyman's very frustrated. He wanted him to get kicked out of the bloodline tonight, but that did not happen. So he told Sami Zayn at the end of this that we're going to see how you do by the end of tonight. After that, I don't want to see you on SmackDown. I don't want to see your face at all. And when we go to the Royal Rumble on Saturday, I will tell you the next test that I'm going to put you through. And then at that point, we will go ahead and be done with all of this. And you'll be basically, it'll be at a probation with the bloodline, is really what Roman Reigns is doing here. He's got him on a probation period, seeing what he'll do. In the meantime, we're going to have to guess what the hell that next test is going to be. Alyssa Stansberry says, don't care, coward, just don't have look, Cody, have all. Okay. Whatever you say, Alyssa. Anyway. But yeah. Honestly, this is going to be very interesting Royal Rumble this year. With this little cliffhanger, what is going on with Sami Zayn and what Roman Reigns is going to put Sami Zayn through during this Royal Rumble pay-per-view. The deal with who's going to win the Royal Rumble, what surprises we're going to get for the Royal Rumble itself. That's going to be very interesting. There's some belief that Stone Cold Steve Austin might show up at the Royal Rumble itself. That would be kind of entertaining. There's a lot going on for this pay-per-view. I think this pay-per-view might be better than WrestleMania itself, which is not easy to do a lot of times. I mean, the Royal Rumble ain't terrible, but it's the beginning stages of the WrestleMania season. But man, this pay-per-view is probably going to be the best Royal Rumble we have ever seen in a very, very long time. So if I was you guys and you were interested in pro wrestling, this is definitely a pay-per-view you don't want to miss. This is definitely something you want to catch on TV, on Peacock. Because this fucking pay-per-view is going to fucking kill it, man. I think we are going to have a blast watching this pay-per-view. Anyway, let's move forward here towards the first match of the show. We have the Raw Tag Team titles with Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso defending the Raw Tag titles against Judgment Day, which consisted of Damian Priest and Dominic Mysterio, which Cat Inkpen was frustrated that he was wearing a t-shirt during the show for what she said in the text over the phone last night. I thought that was fucking hilarious. She's worried about him wearing a t-shirt so she can see his fucking tattoo on his back. Oh my gosh. Oh, that was funny. Daniels is asking if Cody doesn't win, at least let Sami Zayn win. That would be surprising. Absolutely, Daniel. That's what I was saying to Cat Inkpen last night on through text. I actually believe that if you don't want to go with Cody, you want to shock people with some shock value, Sami Zayn is the guy to go with. I actually would go with that 100%. And you can still have Cody involved at WrestleMania. He doesn't have to win the Royal Rumble and still win the WWE Championship. So there's still a possibility Cody could still be in the main event for the WWE Championship. Alyssa Stansberry says, I don't care about the crowd. Sami Zayn beat Roman Reigns. Not believable. Doesn't look wrestling in t-shirts. He's nothing like Daniel Bryan. I he's nothing like Daniel Bryan? Are you fucking insane, Alyssa Stansberry? Please quiet down. Now you're pissing me off. He's nothing like fucking Daniel Bryan. You gotta be kidding. That crowd is fucking going crazy over this dude in his storyline. Are you nuts? Who cares about what he wears to the ring and what he competes in? Cat Inkpen says, have you seen that tattoo? It's sick. I love a piece like that. It's so intricate. I can't fucking pronounce the word. It's my learning disability, guys. Leave me alone. Anyway, Daniel says, I feel like Sami would end up going for one of the titles and still face Roman. I feel like this match could pull a WrestleMania Daniel Bryan moment if Sami does win a belt. I fucking would love it. I've been since last night. I was talking to Matt 87 Engel and Cat Inkpen about this shit, and I swear to God, I am full blown right on the idea of Sami Zayn winning the Royal Rumble. I have no fucking problems with this. I never even thought of Sami Zayn doing anything at the Royal Rumble and winning the actual Rumble itself. But my gosh, man, it would be fucking mind-boggling if he did. And then Cody just wins the Elimination Chamber to compete for the other championship. I'd fucking love it. Anyway. Yeah, anyway, this matchup for the Raw Tag Team titles was a very fun matchup. Probably the match of the night. Jimmy Uso actually walked away in a storyline injury to take him out of the match to put Sami Zayn in the match, where Sami Zayn and Jimmy Uso would pick up the victory and get the win for their team. This was fucking fantastic matchup. Excellent shit. No complaints here from me. They got the 1D for the victory, and that's how the match ended. Unbelievable. Roman Reigns says Zayn pulled it off tonight, but he doesn't want to see him until Saturday. Jay and Sami Zayn celebrate big time in the ring, and that's how that match ends up. Then we go backstage. We got Baron Corbin and JBL. Holy fuck. Are walking backstage. They bump into the Godfather, the Ho Train. Pimping ain't easy. Anyway, Godfather thinks his name is Barry Corwin. Godfather says Corbin isn't on the list. JBL wants to speak with the owner, and Godfather knocks on the door frame with the APA logo on it, and Ron Simmons comes out and embraces his old tag team partner, JBL. They slip Simmons and the Godfather 2 stacks of cash, at least $100 bills, probably worth $1,000 each of each stack. And Corbin and JBL enter into the poker game after they have the cash given to them. You know, the old saying, money talks. Other WWE legends are in the room playing poker with some undercard stars. Still photos are shown of some historic Raw highlights, which I actually loved watching. I thought that was excellent way of doing things and giving us some old footage from back in the day. So that was pretty awesome, and I enjoyed that. LA Knight's actually in the ring next. Knight says Friday on SmackDown, Bray Wyatt brought back the Firefly Funhouse. Knight asks if he's really supposed to be scared of a grown man playing with puppets. Knight is all man. Wyatt is living in past glory, and Raw is turning 30 years old tonight. Legends in the back are living in on past glory like Wyatt. If any single one of those legends has enough tingle in their loins, he'll give them a preview of the pitch black match at their expense. No one responds until the bell tolls and the crowd erupts. The Undertaker's music begins to play until transitions to the music of the American Badass by Kid Rock. I fucking love this shit. One thing, though, I did not like is the botch issue they were having with the motorcycle going through the curtain and on the rampways for him to ride in. He had to ride really slow compared to what he used to do. He used to ride really fast on that rampway, and the ramp was made out of metal, and he'd just ride on that bitch like practically almost full force. He'd drive down that motherfucker, go around the ring, and then loop back where the entranceway is, and then stop and park the thing like he used to, and that was cool. But this was a little weak, I'd have to say. But it was still entertaining regardless. Hearing the American Badass by Kid Rock was fucking awesome. I think having American Kid Rock's music for some of the old pay-per-views back in the day. There was one, I believe it was Royal Rumble 2001 called Cocky by Kid Rock. I thought that was really fucking cool. Anyway, Alyssa Stansberry is back again with some crazy comments. She's saying, don't get hype around Sami Zayn. These Hollywood just doesn't have look was jokes. Daniel Bryan beat Evolution, beat larger than life characters like Triple H, Dave Batista, Randy Orton. Still joke in history. I'm sorry to say it. Whatever you say, Alyssa. If you think that Daniel Bryan beating Randy Orton, Triple H, and Batista for the World Heavyweight Championship in one night, going through a 15-minute match with Triple H one-on-one, and then him going up against Dave Batista and Randy Orton, a triple threat match, was a joke, then you're crazy and you don't understand the concept behind pro wrestling. He was a star. He's the focal point, and this is what the people wanted. And they transitioned and turned all their plans around from Randy Orton and Batista to instill Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania 30, which was one of the best moments in WrestleMania history that you can possibly think of. It reminded me a lot of what Bret Hart did at WrestleMania, I think it was 10. Yeah, WrestleMania 10, when Yokozuna went up against Lex Luger and Bret Hart in singles matches twice in one night, and Bret Hart wrestled twice as well, going up against his brother Owen Hart, which actually was the match of the fucking night. And by the way, that was the opener of the fucking pay-per-view. So there's a little history lesson about WrestleMania for you that I know of. Anyway, moving forward here, we get Undertaker in the ring doing his normal little stick before he, as American Badass. And then Undertaker gets in the ring and poses until LA Knight shouts out to cut the music. A loud Undertaker chant fires up before they take this anywhere. Knight heard what Undertaker said on Joe Rogan about the locker room being soft. Knight agrees and says Wyatt exemplifies that. Knight does not. Knight gets in the ring and asks Undertaker to consider the next headline. LA Knight is going to send The Undertaker to The Undertaker. I love LA Knight, man. When he talks, man, he is fucking hilarious. Matthew Consuelo is asking, do you watch Dashy Games? I have no idea what that is and never heard of it. And Matthew Consuelo is also asking, how does the lyrics go? What, for the American Badass? Like Kid Rock? Just look it up on YouTube. You'll see. I am American Badass. And there's some other lyrics. I can't remember the whole fucking song by heart. I mean, I haven't listened to it in a very long time. But yeah, if you go ahead and go on YouTube, you can find the lyrics, or you can search it online just to get the lyrics. Matt 87 Eagle says, I don't know why the audience didn't react when American Badass Taker. Maybe they were burnt out from the trial and tag team match. No, it's the crowd probably is uneducated on good music, because Kid Rock back in the day when he was in his prime was fucking unbelievably awesome. And this crowd has no idea of good music. I mean, granted, let's face facts. Everything that WWE gives us as a theme song fucking sucks. All it is bubblegum music. It's crap. So, whatever. My personal opinion, they can kiss my ass. They don't know fucking good music. They probably wouldn't even listen to Slipknot. We Are Not Your Kind. That NXT song that they had back in the day. It wasn't that back in the day, but whatever. Matthew Consuelo is saying new audience. He was singing out to Kid Rock and modern day audience. Yeah, definitely. Matt 87 Eagle says he was singing out to Kid Rock, and Matthew Consuelo is saying that it's a modern day audience. Yeah, well, modern day audiences don't seem to know good music anymore. I mean, good music today is not used on mainstream television or anything mainstream anymore. It's more all polished up bullshit, and it's not good music in my personal opinion. I don't really follow the modern day mainstream music anymore. It really does suck. Alyssa Stansberry says Cody Rhodes is better than Sami Zayn. Better look. Sammy doesn't look WrestleMania headline. The Rock, Stone Cold, The Undertaker, John Cena, Randy Orton, to name a few. Look, we're not here to discuss about looks. This sounds like a Vince McMahon type of mentality you're talking about. Fuck looks. We're here to talk about what's the crowd reacting to. That's what we need to worry about. What's the crowd reacting to? Cody has not been there in almost, I think, over 6 months or so. I mean, let's be real. Cody is a well-deserving winner of the Royal Rumble. Don't get me wrong. An excellent wrestler nonetheless, either. But Sami Zayn has he's part of one of the best storylines going right now. And he is absolutely beloved by this crowd. Him winning the Royal Rumble, winning a world championship of some kind, either a Universal Championship or both for that matter, which I don't think they should do that. I think that should be left for Cody to win the WWE Championship. So at least, like Alyssa, gets what she wants. Everybody wins. Who the fuck cares who wins the Royal Rumble? Honestly. Either it's Sami Zayn or it's Cody Rhodes. If it ain't one of those two, it's a fucking bust. Because those are the only two that make any fucking sense whatsoever. Matthew Consuelo says, did mainstream music die? Yes, it did. That's why you don't see WWE getting the best fucking music possible on their show. I mean, you look at Raw and SmackDown fucking entrance music, the theme songs that they have for each show. It's crap. It's garbage. I mean, they had AC/DC. You want to have a good time, but you know when that song was produced and made? It was made in 1990. 1990, folks, off of the Razor Edge album, which, by the way, I actually have on hard copy. Okay, so much for the modern day music. Okay, Matthew Contreras' Alter Bridge would be a good one. I agree. I think Alter Bridge is good music. I think they produce good music, but they're not mainstream. They're a good band, but they're not mainstream. If they were mainstream, you'd hear them everywhere you go. I guarantee you don't hear them on fucking on a rock station all the time. So anyway, let's move forward here. Running a little bit long on this episode. This review may go about 2 hours. Who the fuck knows? Getting a lot of interaction with you guys. Plus, I'm doing a lot of talking, and on top of it, we haven't even got past the first hour yet. All right. Anyway, LA Knight then backs away and says he'll give Undertaker a pass. He'll let Undertaker live to see retirement, but he wants him to watch the pitch black match. Knight is the new Lord of Darkness. That was a good one. The lights go out. A spotlight shows on Knight. A figure holding a lantern appears behind Knight and scares him back. We see that it is Bray Wyatt. Wyatt starts to slow walk to the ring, and Knight backs it up in fear. Knight gets in the ring, and the Undertaker sneaks up behind him and grabs him by the throat. Undertaker applies the doozle and brings Knight to his knees. Undertaker holds Knight before throwing him to Wyatt, and Wyatt hits a Sister Abigail before staring at the Undertaker. Undertaker stares at Wyatt and approaches him before whispering something in his ear. And then Undertaker then leaves the ring and rides off on his motorcycle. So I like that. I thought it was kind of neat that I honestly thought they were going to have Undertaker do a choke slam on LA Knight, and then Bray Wyatt would do a Sister Abigail on LA Knight at that point, but they only went with the Sister Abigail ending to the segment instead of a double finisher on him, which I think probably was a very nice and considerate way of doing things instead of totally squashing LA Knight with the Undertaker doing a choke slam and a tombstone, and maybe even going with Bray Wyatt with a Sister Abigail to close out that segment. So kudos to Triple H and WWE for not doing that and leaving a little bit of some dignity to LA Knight during the segment. Lista Stansberry says, just jealous of Cody Rhodes. Made name for himself. Sami Zayn didn't make company. Why turn him? You guys appreciate anything Sami Zayn's not the guy. Look, I mean, whatever you say. If you like Cody Rhodes, fine. I'm not against Cody Rhodes. I am not saying Cody Rhodes does not deserve to win the Royal Rumble. I'm just going based off of crowd reaction. That is what this show is about. That is what they used to do back in the day. They used to focus on the crowd reaction and who's getting the bigger pops. Sami Zayn is getting the best pop. That's all I'm saying, and that's why I believe they should go with Sami Zayn to win the Royal Rumble. Otherwise, it's Cody or nothing. That's all I would say at this point. I'm in agreement with you that Cody Rhodes deserves to win, but Sami Zayn's just as important as Cody. They're the two focal point at the end of the day. And if you wanted to go with both of them winning the Royal Rumble, it leaves a little bit of a bit of a whatchamacallit, a cliffhanger for the Royal Rumble and make us all question what the fuck to expect on the next episode of Raw and SmackDown. So that gives people a reason to go and tune into those two episodes. See what I'm saying? Makes sense. And on top of it, it brings more intrigue to watch the episode the next week. That's the only reason why I would book both of them to win at the same time. Truthfully, they both deserve to win it. But if you want to go old school, have Cody win it or Sami Zayn win it. That's all I'm going to say. Anyway, Backstage, we had Chad Gable, Otis, DDP, Alundra Blaze, and Baron Corbin are playing poker. JBL picks up his discarded WWF Women's Championship. Gable folds. Blaze has a full house, but DDP beats her with a straight flush. Okay. Fuck poker, man. Such bullshit. Anyway, Steel Cage begins descending above the ring, and the first women's steel cage match in 19 years on Raw is ready to take place. Bayley makes her way to the ring out alongside with the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions Dakota Kai and Io Sky. This match never starts. They basically beat the shit out of Becky Lynch, the Damage Control, and that's pretty much it. It's a throwaway match. WWE official Adam Pearce runs down and tries to regain order, but he cannot get in the ring. Bayley and Kai assist Guy with a moonsault on Lynch, and a bolt cutter is brought to the ring to ringside, and Pearce cuts the chain to get into the ring. Damage Control climbs to the top of the cage and poses. It doesn't look like Lynch can compete, and that's how that match ends. So we never really get a match at all. Later tonight, we get Austin Theory defending the U.S. Championship in a no disqualification against Bobby Lashley, which really was a good match, but the way it ended sucked. We then get D-Generation X, consisting of Hall of Famers such as Shawn Michaels, Triple H, The Road Dogg, Jesse James, and X-Pac come out to the ring. But then we also have Kurt Angle tagging along with them, and it appears to be an honorary member for the night. But they don't even know that Angle is there for some strange reason. It seems very orchestrated. And very cheesy, I would have to say. Angle participates in the Suck It Pyro taunt. And then Road Dogg says, the more things change, the more they stay the same. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Road Dogg goes through his spiel. And as he goes to say, the badass Billy Gunn, he noticed Daddy Ass isn't there, and in his place is Kurt Angle. Angle says he always wanted to be part of DX and reveals he's wearing a DX shirt. Shawn Michaels says Angle will have to pass a test to get in. Triple H asks if he's ready. Angle's asks if this is really the test. Like, oh my goodness. Could you imagine this, guys? I was actually thinking this. Could you imagine if Kurt Angle said, are you talking about a real test or the test where you stole Stephanie McMahon from? That would be fucking hilarious, man. Because of the Monday Night Raw episode where he showed off that him and Stephanie McMahon went to get married in Las Vegas, and she was knocked out unconscious on a drug in 1999's episode of Raw. That was fucking fantastic episode. If you ever seen it, if you haven't seen it, folks, go ahead on Peacock, check out, type in on Google what episode was the Triple H Stephanie McMahon marriage situation take place where Test was supposed to marry her, and you find out that it wasn't. She already got married without realizing it. And you'll see that it was from a 1999 episode. I believe it was in the month of November, to be exact. I don't know the exact date, November, but I know it was in November. I think it was after Survivor Series, possibly. Yeah, it was after Survivor Series because that's when the Big Show won the WWF Championship in that triple threat match with him and Rock and Triple H. So, yeah, if you check out after the Survivor Series pay-per-view, so it's late November, just after the Thanksgiving holiday, you will probably catch it on that episode, and you will see that that was when that took place. So it might be late November, early December of 1999. You check out those episodes and look through and read through. I'm sure it'll be in the description for that episode, and you'll be able to find it very easily. You could check it out if you have never seen it before. It's fucking hilarious. and really sick, actually. Um, but yeah, that would have been funny as shit if Kurt Angle just came out of nowhere and said, "Are you talking about the test that you stole Stephanie McMahon from?" That would have been fucking hilarious if he would have said that, man. That would have definitely bring back some old memories. I'll tell you that much. I don't know why they didn't even think of that too. That would have been fucking awesome. Anyway, um, Triple H prepares to do the let's get ready to suck it, which if you really look at the phrasing is an odd thing to want to do collectively, but he's stopped by Imperium. Imperium gets in the ring and Ludwig Kaiser says DX is filth and nonsense. Wow, it sounds like something Vince McMahon would say. WWE Intercontinental Champion Gunther says DX is making a mockery of this precious sport. They are going to kick DX out of their ring unless they're going to do something about it. Then Triple H says Triple H gets in his face before saying he's retired. HBK champ picks up, and HBK says, "I'm too old for this shit. Can't do it." X-Pac says he has a bad case of shin splints, and Road Dogg steps up before saying he won't fight him, and Triple H calls Road Dogg Butterbean, which is fucking hilarious. Which also took place in Philadelphia about the Butterbean versus Bart Gunn, which is at WrestleMania 15 at Philadelphia. If you guys know your history based on that, some of you might not know, some of you may. DX huddles and looks at Kurt Angle. Triple H then puts his arm around Kurt Angle and says, "Angle, will you fight them?" And Angle says, "I ain't fighting them. What are you, nuts?" But Kurt Angle versus Gunther would be a hell of a fucking match. Alyssa Stansbury says having both win the Royal Rumble needs something. Royal Rumble, just one Royal Rumble winner. Okay, whatever. Anyway, then all of a sudden the theme song "Burn It Down" comes on, and Seth freaking Rollins Rollins heads to the ring to a big reception, which is probably the biggest reception outside of maybe Sami Zayn the whole entire night, honestly. So one thing after another leads to Street Profits and Seth Rollins coming into the picture. And then Triple H says there's only one guy that can actually make this official, and this booking shit is not easy, guys. And I'm like, oh my lord. He's bringing up that shit, and he says there's only one guy that can make this official, and the audience started booing. Now, I don't know if they were booing because they thought Vince McMahon was going to come out or because they knew it was Teddy Long. And I think it might have been Vince McMahon. I hope. There has been rumors going around rampant that Vince McMahon is going to make an appearance on Monday Night Raw or whatever episode, Raw, SmackDown, or just pay-per-view alone. And he wants to see how the crowd reaction is going to be. Now, my right-hand man, Matt87 Eagle, believes that Vince McMahon is going to show up at some fucking hick town with a bunch of people that have no high interest in pro wrestling and just are there for some casual watching, for some enjoyment, and just sit there like a bunch of trained seals to cheer when they're supposed to cheer whenever they're told to. That's the case. Whatever, man. I honestly am going to watch that episode whenever that takes place and see how the crowd reacts. If that crowd reacts in a positive way, I think I'm going to discontinue any WWE content on this channel because I literally cannot understand how the fuck you can go to these shows, not sit there and make any fucking noise, but when Vince McMahon comes to town, you're all going crazy over Vince McMahon and bowing down to him like he's a fucking god. He's not a god. He ain't shit. If anything, he's Satan himself. So if you want to be a bunch of devil worshiping pieces of shit, by all means go ahead. But I'm not going to watch your shitty ass fucking product with fans like that. Sorry. I think the crowds should hate his fucking guts, boo him for what he is. He is the character he portrays on television into real life. That is who he is. Whatever you see on television is what you're going to get in real life. He's trash. And if anything else, he should be in jail, not having the rights to run a fucking multi-billion-dollar company like WWE. That's all I have to say on that subject. Matt87 Eagle says, "Oh, it's true. It's damn true." Yes, I agree with you. 100% it's true. That's probably what he's going to do. I agree with you 100%. He's probably going to go into some fucking hick town and go, "Yeah, this crowd really loves me. I'm a dumb fucking asshole." And that's what you are, Vince. You're a fucking asshole. Anyway, WWE Hall of Famer Teddy Long makes his way to the stage and says, "Hold on a minute, player." Long has a perfect idea. Tonight, Imperium will face the Street Profits and Seth Rollins, a 6-man tag team match, player. HBK says they'll need someone to keep this chaos under control. Triple H asks if he means a special referee. And Angle says he has an idea, but Triple H says they'll be with him in a second. Angle takes off the DX t-shirt and reveals a red, white, and blue referee's t-shirt. And Triple H makes it an official. HBK says, if you're not down with the 6-man tag team match, then we've got 2 words for you. Suck it. Cat Inkpen says, I see Vince take over creative. I'll be liable to destroy my TV. I'll be sure to send Vince the bill. Oh my goodness. Don't do that, Cat. Do not destroy your TV set just because Vince McMahon decided to go ahead and take over creative. Don't worry. I will inform you all when Vince McMahon is officially taking over creative. I'm keeping my eye on the news. I'm paying close attention. I'm listening to higher up YouTubers that are above me in creative YouTubing content. So I am definitely paying very close attention to everything that's going on and staying in the know about this shit. And hopefully, by the love of God, we don't get Vince McMahon in creative and he just keeps his fucking nose out of creative altogether. Because this shit last night was fucking excellent. What we got with Sami Zayn's been fantastic, and the Bloodline. We got a possibility of Cody Rhodes winning the Royal Rumble. You think Vince McMahon would have Cody Rhodes win the Royal Rumble if he was in creative? Fuck no. He'd have him face John Cena or some bullshit in a meaningless match that doesn't mean nothing for him. So that's all I have to say on that. Alyssa Stansberry says, did you see hashtags women deserve better? Yes, I agree with you, Alyssa. They do deserve better. I think they are being utilized incorrectly. I think AEW is doing a better job. Not that it's by much, but it's still a little bit better than what WWE is doing in the last couple of weeks or last month or so, I'd have to say. So, yeah, WWE's women's wrestling has really gone down the shitter. So I'd have to agree on that. All right. So we get the 6-man tag team match. Seth Rollins ends up winning the match with his team. They get the victory. And that is that. This was a fun little matchup. Thankfully, Gunther did not take the L in this matchup. It was actually Vincey. What's his fucking last? Yeah, Vincey. He's actually with the Kaiser, his tag team partner. So Kaiser's tag team partner took the L in this matchup. But yeah, this was a really fun matchup. I enjoyed this for what it was. It wasn't mind-boggling and crazy or anything, but it was pretty damn good. So we go backstage after the match was over. Baron Corbin defeats the $1 Million Man in poker. and Erwin Shyster walks up. IRS reminds Corbin to pay his taxes. So what does IRS do? He takes all his fucking winnings and puts it in this briefcase and and Corbin says, "Wait a second, don't I get any of my winnings?" And he goes, "Oh, I'm sorry." And leaves him $100 bill. What? What the fuck? That is insane. He gets a $100 bill. What kind of fucking insane bullshit is that? I mean, when you gamble, you give up about, I'd say 25% of your earnings. So, yeah. Uh I that was totally unrealistic. I mean, IRS just stole his entire fucking winnings. That does not happen in real life. I'm sorry to say. But then again, this is WWE we're talking about. It's just a joke. Anyway, after IRS leaves him only a $100 bill after all of this, Ron Simmons comes out and he goes, "Damn!" That was fucking every time Ron Simmons does that shit, I just fucking love it. It's always the perfect timing in these type of backstage situations. I think it's fucking hilarious. Daniel says, I wonder if Cena was there when the winnings happen because we can't see him there. That was pretty good. Um Alyssa Stansberry says, don't know how much interesting. Anyway. All right, let's move forward here. Coming up next, we see the SmackDown Women's Champion Charlotte Flair. Oh, God. So, who in the chat changed the channel when they saw Charlotte Flair and Ric Flair show up on this portion of the show? This was during the third hour. This is when the third hour and everything else on the show meant absolutely fucking nothing. This show sucked after the third hour. That's when the show started to blow. If we would have had only 2 hours, this would have been a perfect show. Honestly. So Kathy Kelly is backstage with Bobby. Matt 87 Eagle says, I left my room when during the Charlotte Flair segment. So Kathy Kelly is backstage with Bobby Lashley. She asked why the match against Austin Theory became a no disqualification match. Lashley says no DQ means there are no excuses for Theory. Theory can't get himself disqualified, and Lashley can't get himself disqualified, and Lashley can't be suspended for what he'll do to him as well. Lashley says he'd have already defeated Theory if not for Brock Lesnar. Lashley took care of Lesnar and the stupid suspension. Now he's got Theory. MVP walks up and says he knows Lashley will stay true to his word. MVP wants to celebrate after he wins. Lashley says he didn't need MVP or almost to become the number one contender. Tonight, he'll handle his business. And Lashley walks off. MVP says, handle your business. Then we get, the Nature Boy, Ric Flair, pretty much coming out telling us what to expect with everything. He was happy about 30 years of celebrating Monday Night Raw. He was happy about being part of Monday Night Raw. Diamonds are forever, and so is Monday Night Raw. WWE has given him so much, and lets him be successful. The greatest gift is getting to watch his daughter succeed and surpass his goals. No, he didn't. She did not surpass your goals, my friend. What happened is Vincent McMahon goes ahead and favoritisms basically gives she's his favorite women's wrestler. Is she a decent wrestler? Yes. Can't deny her of that. But her stories have no meaning. Her reigns as champion suck. The only thing to dignify this reign to mean anything is Naomi wins the fucking Royal Rumble, and then Naomi faces Charlotte Flair in the main event for the women's championship for SmackDown, and Naomi beats Charlotte Flair, and Charlotte Flair puts somebody over for the first time in her pathetic fucking career. That would be a change of her career where people might actually respect her for who she is. Just saying. Daniel says hour 3 is no longer needed. Hunter needs to get rid of the third hour, but I know it's never going to happen. Cat Inkpen says I went to bed when I saw Rick and I looked like someone puked on Rick and went to bed. I don't blame you. That was fucking really I didn't care for that segment at all. My head was in the fucking phone the whole entire time, texting my girlfriend. I didn't give a shit. Daniel says I also I'm sick of Lashley versus Theory for the 500th time. Yeah, I think that's gonna go bye-bye. I don't think we're seeing that anymore. Brock Lesnar actually shows up at the end of that match, which I believe comes up very soon. Yeah, we get Charlotte Flair talking about how I'm not going through all this shit. We get Bianca Belair showing up. She's actually the leader of the Monday Night Raw show now, but Raw is Charlotte Flair's home originally and so forth. I mean, it was really ridiculous. Sonya Deville, she gets involved. She wants Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair is trying to act like a so-called face, but in reality, she's nothing more than the same Charlotte Flair we've known and hated for all these years. So, anyway, yeah, I agree, Matt, 87 Eagle. Let's skip the filler and get to the point. Anyway, we lead from one thing to the next, and this basically leads to a non-title match with Bianca Belair versus Sonya Deville. And Charlotte Flair tells Bianca, hey, this is your show. Face Sonya Deville for me and take care of business, which she does. Bianca Belair wins with the KOD. Bianca Belair says this is a preview of what she'll do to Alexa Bliss at the Royal Rumble. Nothing will stop her from leaving as champion. Alexa Bliss appears on the screen and says she is Belair's only obstacle. If everyone could just leave her alone, Belair would know it. Bliss can rip her face off. Okay, well, that's a little fucking nuts. She'll spare Belair's eyes so she can see her leave with the Raw Women's Championship. Belair sneers in the ring. All right, video we get of Cody Rhodes will return in 2023 Royal Rumble match. United States Championship is still to come. John Cena is the featured wrestler on this year's cover of WWE 2K23. Who the fuck cares? I mean, I heard from JD from New York complaining that there was people complaining about John Cena being the cover of WWE 2K23. Who cares? Are you going to go out and buy the game? Or are you going to waste your money? If it's the same shit, same game modes, same everything, who cares? Just stick with WWE 2K22 or something older than that. Who gives a shit? It's worthless. You're wasting your money. Anyway, The Miz is in the ring, and he does not look happy on the 30th anniversary of Monday Night Raw, where is the Miz TV Championship match? Where is the Miz TV Championship match, or a celebration of all his Raw moments? He is the first ever Grand Slam champion in the history of the company. The crowd starts buzzing. All of a sudden, Kevin Owens gets in the ring and hits Miz with a stunner. Owens grabs the microphone out of the stunned Miz's hands, and Owens says Roman Reigns thinks Sami Zayn isn't guilty, but Reigns is guilty of holding the undisputed Universal Championship hostage for 2 years. At the Royal Rumble, Owens gives everyone his word that he will do everything he can to change that and give everyone a champion they can be proud of. Owens will just keep fighting until he has nothing left. On Saturday, he's taking that title from Reigns or will die trying. Well, obviously, they gave the spoiler away. Roman Reigns ain't losing that fucking title. And the best way for Reigns to beat Kevin Owens is putting him in a guillotine and choking his ass out till he's unable to respond to the referee, which is probably going to be the ending of that match. We're going to get at least a 20-minute matchup between these two guys, and we're going to get a killer of a fucking match, with these guys are known to do anyway in the first place. So don't be surprised. If you don't believe me, go back and watch WWE's TLC of 2020, the Royal Rumble from 2021, and also Royal Rumble of 2017. Their matches were fucking great. They were entertaining. Anyway, moving on. They go over the card for the Royal Rumble. Then the United States Championship match, which is an ODQ match. Very decent matchup, very enjoyable, little fun matchup that was hardcore wrestling. I mean, it was as hardcore as you're going to get it with WWE, but it was good nonetheless. But Brock Lesnar came in, fucked over Bobby Lashley, F5'd him, and then Brock Lesnar F5'd Austin Theory right on top of Bobby Lashley for Austin Theory to get the 1-2-3 and the victory for this match and walk away still the United States champion. Corey Graves was trying to hype up Brock Lesnar by the end of this, and they cut off the feed because of the trial of Sami Zayn ran too long. So it was kind of odd, very odd way of ending the show, but hey, it is what it is. You know, if you would have gotten rid of the Miz bullshit, the fucking crap with whatchamacallit, with Charlotte Flair being there, like anyone gave a fucking shit. The crowd didn't even react to her at all, which, by the way, is a very funny notion towards that. The crowd did not give a flying fuck about Charlotte Flair at all. Thank goodness. Nor did anyone care about Bianca Belair and Sonya Deville's match. They didn't even react to that at all. That was silence beyond belief. I mean, if silence is golden at a movie theater, it would be perfect for this matchup right here, because silence was definitely heard throughout the arena. And that's pretty much how the show ended. So good show. Third hour, sucked. The main event was okay. Brock Lesnar had a good crowd reaction. He always does. But you know, it is what it is. We're expecting to see Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley at WrestleMania. My idea of a match between those two would be completely out of the box. And if anyone would like to comment in the chat and let me know what they think of my idea, let me know. I'm about to let you guys in on a little secret I think they should do, and I've been kind of pushing this idea for a very, very long time. Both Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley have MMA experience. They know exactly how to fight in mixed martial arts. Imagine this. We get a Lion's Den type matchup in MMA style with no predetermined idea of how the match is going to end, and have a legitimate MMA matchup between these two guys to go to war for 3 rounds, 5 minutes each, and literally see these two guys fight it out on pay-per-view at WrestleMania. I think that would be a fucking cool idea, unpredictable, and it would be 10 times better than anything we could ever expect in an actual wrestling match between these two. Because let's face facts, both times these guys have wrestled, it has absolutely fucking sucked. You have these two guys, they're both heavyweights, and you have these two guys go at it one-on-one in an MMA fight in an unpredetermined matchup, with these two guys literally hitting leather against each other's faces. I think we would be fucking getting a shitload of people interested in this shit. I really do. I think it would be an excellent idea. All right, so Daniel has a couple of comments. Daniel says Charlotte Filler is as bad as Crown Jewel of 2018. All right. Daniel says that I heard that War Games match type might be added into 2K23. So I'd be down to play that match if it's going to be in the game. I have a cool idea for their match, but I doubt they'll bring this back. But 3 stages of hell, but anything goes no matter what. I don't think that's a bad idea, but still, I like my idea. I think a actual legitimate Lions Den matchup in an MMA style would be probably be the proper way of ending this feud. And I think I might address this to JD from New York 206 and leave a super chat for him the next time he goes live. He's going to go live tomorrow. So I may leave him a super chat and ask him his thoughts on that because I think that would be a fucking fantastic idea and have it not predetermined at all. I mean, it's not going to affect either one of these guys. Bobby Lashley is not being used in a major storyline at this point that could affect anything that's going on. And if he happens to get injured, so what? He hasn't been in anything important on this show. So if he happens to get injured, fuck it. Who cares? It's a risk worth the reward to do this. And Brock Lesnar, if he gets injured, well, they don't utilize him every fucking week anyway. He comes and he goes as he pleases. So who gives a shit? I think my idea is fucking awesome. I think a lot of people would tune in for this shit, especially a lot of MMA fans. So that might bring in a lot of Peacock's subscribers for that specific match, for all we know. Matt 87 Eagle says that, so a pit fight match. Yeah, something like that. Save the super chat for the SmackDown review, not the AEW review. I'll do it the fuck I want, Matt 87 Eagle. Thank you for the advice, though. But yeah, hit the like button if you like the video. Hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed to the channel. And of course, as always, leave a comment down below. I'll definitely get back to you on that. And I thank you very much for watching. Have a great night, guys. And by the way, Cat Inkpen says, damn, so savage today. Thank you very much, Cat Inkpen. I appreciate that. And Daniel says, happy to be here as usual. Same to you, man. I appreciate you showing up. Hope you guys enjoyed the video and the review. And again, I will see you again tomorrow. Well, I won't be live, but I will be providing you guys a video of AEW Dynamite. So hopefully we get a really good show out of that, especially Mark Briscoe competing against Jay Lethal. Anyway, guys, that's it for me. I'm out of here, and I'll see you again on Thursday live here on the channel. All right. Bye.